Hello, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter here with another exploration in mixed media. This is what I will be creating this week, and I have gone ahead and done a few stages already that I've covered in previous videos. So I've already stuck some printed rice paper down with, in this case, distressed collage medium, or distress collage medium, by the way, from Ranger. And I've dried that off, and now basically what I'm doing is a very watery, wishy-washy acrylic layer. So I've applied some acrylic paint, spritzed it with water, and then brushed all over. This is to tone down the starkness of the black and white print. Drying that off with a heat tool, very quickly, and then doing a second layer. With the second layer, my intention was originally to do almost like painterly strokes, but I added a bit too much water, so it ended up just being another wash layer. That's how these things work out sometimes. I did then try brushing over some acrylic paint in little stripes, but I think because the canvas was still wet, basically it was quite diluted. It still worked, and I'm happy with it. Another quick blast with the heat tool, just to dry that all off before moving on to the next stage. Now for the next stage, I wanted to put a strip of foiling or something down the middle, or down at least one area. So I masked off a section with washi tape. Then I applied some bookbinding glue, and then I basically pressed some hot foil onto that glue. Now hot foil will actually stick to regular glue, but you do need to leave it time to dry. By peeling off very quickly like I'm doing, you get very minimal transfer, so it's almost like a very distressed effect. And I'm also heating the foil with my heat tool to try and activate some of the heat glue that's on the back of the foil. I got what I wanted, which is basically a very distressed look. And then with another piece of foil, this time in gold, I reapplied some of that bookbinding glue. Smudged it around with a paintbrush as I did before. Scrunched up the foil just to really sort of give it a very distressed look, and then again pressed that down, trying to make sure as much of that distressed foil came into contact with the glue as possible. And then again another quick heat with the heat tool. This was also to try and dry the glue quickly. I'm not sure the plan worked, but by the way, do be careful, it is usually very hot when you finish heating it. Again, just peeling back, and a little bit of that foil has transferred. That's fine by me. Taking off the washi tape. And next, I was going to start applying some of the elements, and I have gone ahead with a few of these things, just purely because of drying time. That pin thing you'll see there, I'll explain in a minute. But first what I'm doing is basically mapping out where I'm going to put some gems. So I'm using this stencil. This one's from Basil Basics. It was out many moons ago. I can't tell you if it's still available. Probably not. I think it's been about 10 years it's been out. So having marked all those out, I decided to work in two different sizes of gems. Chuck them into sorting trays. And these sorting trays came with a diamond art or crystal art kit. And they're great because if you shake the little trays, they make sure that the flat back rhinestones are the right way up for you to pick them up. So I'm just using bookbinding glue again here to blob out some glue on each of those dots. I'm not working too far ahead, otherwise by the time I get there they will have dried. You could of course use whatever you fancy putting on these. could be brad heads, flat back rhinestones. If you've got some of those dimensional glues or glitters, you could just blob out different bits. Anyway, skipping ahead, that's me done there. Now this was basically a bunch of decorative headed pins that I stuck into a blob of hot glue and let dry. I worked on the Teflon sheet so that I could peel it off again afterwards and use it as one piece. And then earlier on I also put a whole bunch of gold paint down on card and then stuck some foil to it and left it to dry, and you can see the difference there. I got most of the transfer of the foil on that one. I then die cut that out with a circle, as that's going to sit in the middle of that pin collection. And then I will be using this decorative medal type thing, which I've filled with a combination of Pebeo Prism and Pebeo Clear, mixed media mediums. It's not easy to say. Sticking everything down with a glue gun just for speed. Blob, blob, blob. And then basically the medal is the last piece, and once the glue has set, I stuck the strings to the back of the canvas, making it look as if it was suspended from the canvas. And there you go. There's another one for you. Thanks for watching. See you next time.